Hello, great people.
Hey.
Thank you for joining us. I am Chidi Akunna.
And I am Victor Akunna.
All right, so if you're watching this, you might be on our YouTube channel, Foundation for Family Affairs. And at Foundation for Family Affairs, our mission is to connect hearts and raise healthy families. So if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, hey, what are you waiting for? Hit the subscribe button and the bell next to it so you're notified when we drop our content. And to every returning subscriber, I would like to say thank you. Thanks for engaging with us again and again.
You are the real deal.
You are the real deal. Thank you. So feel free, if you think this has been a blessing to you, share it, spread the word, share with others. Okay, let's get the word around. And then if you've watched this, let's have your comments as well.
Fantastic.
Let's hear from you.
Fantastic.
Feel free.
Send us your emails, send us your questions, and let's get it out there for you guys.
Yes. So this particular video, we've decided to do it because someone asked the question. Yes, someone contacted me and said, hey, I'm supposed to meet this guy. My cousin linked us up. I don't know what he's like. What conversations do you think I should be having with this person? And we thought, hey, this is good to put out there for the benefit of others. Okay, so we've tagged this 8 topics to avoid on a first date. Yes, 8 topics to avoid on a first date. Sometimes people go on first dates and they share too much. Hey, how much is too much? We'll be telling you.
Or they share the wrong thing. Why is this important? Right? Because the very first conversation can define the trajectory of the whole relationship.
That's right.
So powerful.
Yes. I have this cousin. Hey, shout out to you if you're watching. And one day she was supposed to go out to get something, and she went back in. The expectation was that hey, you just walk out and get what you've been asked to get. But she walked out, walked back in, was dressing up, trying to make her look good. And when the person who asked her to go get something saw her, was like, hey, what are you still doing? And then she turned around and said, first impression matters. Yes, first impression matters. You just never know. And that's why this topic is so important, because it decides if you get a second date and another date, and who knows,
walking down the aisle.
Yes, an established relationship. So I like it. Okay, let's dive in. The first point we have for you today is not making low self-esteem or negative comments. Low self-esteem or negative comments. Why is this important? Sometimes you see this and people think it's okay, like you're being honest, and they say to you, oh, it's my bad looks. Oh, I'm fat. Those little things. The person probably never noticed, or even thinks you're great. But because you've now said it, the person starts thinking, oh, okay, esteem issues here already. So if you are like this, okay, I may need to wait some more to get to know you more. Now, talking about
that's if they decide to wait.
Yes. When we talk about first date, because some people don't like the word date. It's just you having that appointment. Now, we forgot to tell you that this is not for people who, they're like for us, our relationships evolved as friendship into marriage, right? So I kind of knew him. It was just our guards were down and we got to know each other. But you would agree that in the world today, the way things are, sometimes it might be a friend linking you up.
Yes.
And then there are people who meet online these days, they don't know themselves. And when they have to go offline, okay, to go for a date, getting to know you.
Fantastic.
Okay, you would agree that oftentimes there's a lot of anxiety on both sides because they're both wondering, how is this person? How am I going to do? Will I really impress him or her? What would he think of me? Even if it's someone you've been talking with, meeting for the first time in person is not the same.
Absolutely.
So some people meet like that and they connect. Yes, it's very fast. Okay, but for some people, they need icebreakers and what have you. So back to the first point about low self-esteem. If I'm just meeting you for the first time and you're sounding like that or making some negative comments, sometimes it's even comments you think that are okay. Like, okay, he is eating, talking from the perspective of a woman, he's eating and you're like, oh, you mean you can't use a fork and knife? Comments like that, they say a lot about you.
first dates, we should approach first date with curiosity. We should approach it right because we want to be curious, want to know about the other person. You want to create an atmosphere where that person will be comfortable enough to share things about themselves.
Yes.
All right. It shouldn't be that place where you kind of create an awkward moment, and that's what this initial point, will do. When you create an awkward moment, you make comments like, "Well, I'm like the black sheep in the family. All my siblings are all, they just finished from Harvard. I'm the one that just decided to do my own thing. But for some reason I've not been able to keep a job because I'm just an entrepreneurial type." You're saying all those kind of things. What image are you portraying in his mind? You begin to form an image of someone who doesn't flow with the status quo, which can be a good thing, but you've not been able to show a result for it up to this point. All right, so it's a date. It's actually a sales presentation.
Oh, wow.
I'm sorry for saying it like that. It comes across to you. It actually is sales. You are putting your best foot forward. That's what you're doing. All right. So some people will say, does that now mean that I should hide all? Remember, it's the first date. We kind of define the context of it. How you guys probably would have met. What's that? It's not the second date. It's not the third date. This is the first date. First impression lasts longer than any other thing. People remember the first time they meet you. Some people remember their perfume. Some people remember what you wore. Especially if the experience was memorable. If there was an intense emotion attached to it. All right. So for positive or for negative. All right. So very important for you not to begin to run yourself down, because you want, if I'm speaking from a point of view of a guy now, you want a guy to feel like he had a good catch.
That's true.
All right, like you really, this is the kind of a lady that will cause heads to turn. All right, not the kind of lady that will be like a dead fish that more like everybody's like, oh, is it that girl you got? Oh, okay, sorry for you, kind of thing. No, you want him to have when you walk into the room, you'll be like, wow, that's fantastic. That's my girl right there. And so you doesn't want a girl that will run herself down, that no matter how beautiful or how intelligent she is, she doesn't see it. She doesn't feel how intelligent. No, that's not good. All right, so it's very good. Self-confidence is very attractive. Let's put it that way.
Yes. So you might need to boost your confidence a bit. Work on your esteem. Say good, positive things about yourself.
Yes.
Okay. And all of this will be tied to your identity as a person. Who do you think you are?
Yeah. Okay. Look at yourself in the mirror and say lovely things about yourself.
Yes.
All right. So I've seen ladies that are not so beautiful, but the way they carry themselves, everybody is running after them. Why? Because they don't see those flaws that you see. They walk into a place and they make a presentation and people pay attention.
That's right.
So self-confidence can cover up for your looks, can cover up for some of your shortcomings. I'm telling you, you need to work on that.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. And we would like to link this to you sharing about your past hurt and trauma. Okay, because we have this sometimes and people go out on the first date and they're saying too much. You can't be saying, oh, I was raped and that happened. It's different, like you were saying the other time. There are some conversations that may get to that point. Some people start like they connect so well, but we're talking about first dates. There are things you keep.
First dates.
Yes, there are things you keep. You want to make an impression. You want to know who this person is. Do we gel? Do we share values? Those are the kind of things you should be wanting to know.
Fantastic. Another thing is you don't want to create the impression that you have a lot of bad lucks following you. All right, so it's just the human mind. It has nothing to do with you. It's the other person. All right, so you share that, oh, this happened to you when you were young. Oh, people took advantage of you. You sometimes bring the worst in people when you portray this helplessness, this impression that you are weak and feeble. No, you bring out the worst, the beastly nature in human beings. All right, so like I like to say, I watch a lot of animal world kind of act, and I've seen sometimes when you watch how sharks, how they go after predators, sharks, how they go after other fishes. Anytime there is anything like drop of blood in the water, even human blood, they can perceive it and they will go after it. They don't go after it to save it, they go after it to devour it. Right. So you might think that, oh, this person will have pity on you and they will hang in there with you to build you up. No, it might produce the other way around, it might produce a contrary result.
Yes. Okay, so another thing never to talk about on a first date, previous relationships. Okay, you get in there and you're talking about my ex did this, my ex did that, and my ex did that. The person in front of you might be wondering, have you actually moved on? Why are we here then? You might as well go to speak with your ex. Okay, if your ex was that great, and it also matters because we also know that a conversation might, the person might ask you a question like, have you, oh goodness, I'm doing a video and he's like, marry me. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Okay, so we also know that the person you are seeing might ask a question, okay, have you been in a relationship before? Okay, in a case like that, okay, it then matters how you speak about your ex. Okay, and this is where a particular guy I was speaking with earned my respect, because he was talking about his ex, who is someone I know, and he had just good things to say about this person, not one bad word. I was like, wow, that's someone who is healthy, so it matters how you also speak. In case something brings up that conversation, then it matters what you say and how you say it.
That's why I would like to recommend to people, to singles generally, don't get into a relationship until you are ready.
Yes.
Ready doesn't mean having time for that relationship alone. Emotionally healthy. You've brought yourself to that point where you are ready to accommodate somebody else in your space. Alright, so if you've not moved on from the past relationship, maybe it was very good, but for some reason, maybe because of the genotype issue or your parents kind of said it will never happen and you guys decided to call it quits, and you've not emotionally moved on, it's going to hurt your next relationship. The guy or the lady will see that you are not emotionally invested in it. Some people, because a relationship don't work out, they just get married to the next available person, just so that they can close that vacuum that they were feeling, that hurt. No, that's not the way to do it. Become whole, become healed. If you need help, get in touch with us, we will help you. Heal yourself before you get into another relationship, because you're going to create a string of bad relationships. And it will be very bad for someone to commit their lives to you thinking they have the whole of you, but you are only giving them a fraction of yourself. No, that's not a good deal. That's not. Don't put any woman through that kind of thing. So when you feel, or any man, you're going to a relationship, you know that he or she is not having the best of you, but you are hoping to mask it, you are hoping to outgrow it. No, outgrow it before you get into another relationship. Not a good thing at all. For you to go up to that point where you'll be able to now, you are looking at, an ex, you've not moved on from the ex, or maybe you had a bad experience and then you've not healed from it, and then you're saying all men are XYZ, all women are XYZ. No, you had an experience with one man, one woman. All right, so let's not use that to now, cause every other man or every other woman to suffer for that mistake. No. All right, so that's not healthy. You need to heal yourself, otherwise you keep putting out that energy into the air, and you keep attracting similar guys, different names, but they will be behaving in a similar way. And that's why some people have that kind of traumatic experience. So they had a bad experience they've not healed from. They keep seeing similar traits in all the other guys they keep attracting. It's because they've not healed that. So they are keep sending that into the atmosphere. Look at me, I need a predator, come and get me. That's the message you're sending out. If you're seeing that consistently, the problem is not them. You are the person who are the common denominator that keep attracting those kind of people. If you want us to deal with it with you, send on an email at info@foundationfamilyaffairs.org and it will help you out.
Yeah. Send that email today. Stop postponing it. Yes, send that email. Okay, so another point we have for you. Topic never to talk about on your first date. You're talking about earnings. Earnings. How much do you earn? Hey, you just met the dude. You asking, right? Okay, so we need to use discretion when we speak with people.
Fantastic.
Okay, the person might be happy to say, but it's just not right on the first date. You're just getting to know this person. So some people might be wondering, what gives you the right to ask that question? Okay, so it might also come across like, okay, she has something to brag about. I see. Yes, she's that good. Tell me about it. Yeah. So it's something to be wary about.
Another way to look at it, some people may think, is he a gold digger? Yeah, is he here for me or for the pecs?
Yes.
All right. So those kind of superficial kind of conversations should be left at the end. Yeah. You want to know the guy's work ethics. You know, not even on the first date, but if you want to know anything about money, know how he thinks about money. That's more important than whatever his bank account is. All right. So know how he thinks about money. Is he a spender? Is he an investor? Is he a reckless guy? You know, how does he think around money? You know, how does he handle the resources at his disposal? Those are the kind of things that you can ask or find out indirectly, but not on a first date.
Yes.
All right. So topics about money can charge the atmosphere and change the conversations. You know, change the conversation, and you wouldn't want that kind of thing to happen. So, you know, me, I'm having a chat with her, and then while you're talking, oh, by the way, okay, you work here, so how much do they pay you? Oh, that's, some people can find that demeaning. In fact, some people can find that, what do you call it, intrusive. That's the word I was looking for.
Intrusive.
Very intrusive. No, you don't ask such questions at the beginning. The first date is for curiosity, it's for connection, it's for you to know, pick a few clues here and there about the person's character. So 3 C's: curiosity, all right, connection, knowing the person's character. Those are the little things you want to find out. Character meaning their value system. You know, what is the foundation of their being. You know that because when people open their mouths, they tell you who they are.
Yes,
all right, so you need to know how to questions not to ask. That's why we're doing this show anyway.
Yes. Okay, another interesting point. Family squabbles. Hey, do you know my mom doesn't speak with her brother? Do you know myself and my brother had this big argument?
Oh no.
We don't see eye to eye.
No.
It's no. Come on. Maybe he just suddenly tells you, oh, I work in the banking sector. And you're like, oh, my brother works in the banking sector. Yeah. But we don't speak. There's no need for that.
There's no need for that. Yeah.
First impression matters. Okay, and you don't want this person running off. What you want is another date and something that takes you on. That said, I must point out that it is I mean and that's why this talk we're having is really important, that you check out the values of someone. Okay, don't feel obliged to go for another date if you, after the first date, you know that your values are not insane.
True that.
Yes. Okay. We've been talking and I know there's a clash already.
Yeah.
Why would I grant another date? There's no need for that. Okay, you're setting up yourself for a heartbreak in the future. You know the alarm bells are going like, okay, we don't quite gel. Okay, so you have to be that strict with yourself, like honest with yourself, to tell yourself, okay, he's a great guy, but on this level we don't. Some things scream at you. They are really obvious. So don't start querying them. Right? So back to the point about family squabbles. There are things you don't, like they say, we don't wash our dirty linens in public. Right? And how about doing that on the first date? You're meeting someone for the first time. Will you meet someone on the road and start talking to them about such things? Then how about someone who is trying to make an assessment of you, okay, on the way forward? Yes, very important.
So basically, what I would recommend to people, I used to do that when I was a single man and I was in the market trying to search for this woman. I had this principle that when I meet a lady, and we're talking, just getting to know each other, I can sound out her values. I know if it's the kind of date I want to pursue, because I didn't want to give a lady a hope or an impression that I'm interested in when I'm not. So once I sense that, no, this is not the kind of person, because I had a list at the back of my mind, things I was looking out for. So the moment she doesn't tick any of those core fundamental items on my list, I don't bother to pursue along those paths. So and then I make up my mind that no, this is going to be a good friend. We're going to be friends, and we're going to keep, we're going to keep interacting, but not for a spouse. The reason why I made that decision upfront is to help my emotion, because sometimes when you get to know people, you now begin to rationalize. Oh, she's not that bad. Yeah, we can work on this. She can help me with this. We can work on that. And then after a while, what I've found out with most people who make that rationalization is that when they now get into the marriage and the person now begins to, live up or display some of those tendencies that you see before time, you now be blaming yourself that, oh, but I saw these red flags. But you saw them, but you were not you were rationalizing them, thinking, oh, I can work on this, no. There are some things that we call non-negotiables, things that are called fundamental to your identity, fundamental to your vision, fundamental to your direction. Then you're not looking for a life partner to work with. And if that person doesn't have those fundamentals, or you guys don't agree on those fundamentals, there's no point wasting her time. All right, or thinking along the way, no, don't waste your time. Be friends, but don't pursue romantic relationships, so that you don't waste your time and waste yours. Or get into the relationship and now telling yourself, oh, but I saw this, why? And then you create a thing of bad experiences for everybody. No. So that was what I was doing. So might be something you want to consider.
I didn't tell you at the start of it that this would be a 2-part video. Okay, so this is the part 1. We dealt with 4 points, and we kind of gave an additional point. Okay, so that's a bonus point. In all of this, just to wrap this up, be you and be happy to be you. Fantastic. And show it. Be proud of who you are. Okay, there's no point playing with things that can bother on your identity. Be true to your identity, show it, okay, and let the person accept you for who you are. Otherwise, hey, there are great people out there.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Fantastic. So the next video, we're going to share a lot more. We have some points. So when you now come to that point of you disclosing, how do you disclose? There's something we call progressive disclosure. We're going to talk about that.
Yes, you don't want to miss out. So meet us in part 2. Okay. All right. So if this has been of great benefit to you, which I believe it has, yes, please share with your friend. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell next to it so you're notified when we drop our content. Yes.
So if you want us to work with you as coaches, as it's one of the key things we do, this video is just for you to know just for us to create an opportunity for you to hear our values, hear how we think about relationship. So if you now want to get into our community where we can work with you closely, send us an email at info@Foundation of Family Affairs. And I think they can also do something like that on our Instagram, right?
Yes, and this we will always leave it in the description box.
Fantastic.
Just look for an intro to our bespoke coaching program, intimacy builder program. And yes, we will meet you on the other side.
The first 1 hour is free. It's just for us to get to know where you're coming from, if we would like to work with you, and if you would like to work. So no commitment. 1 hour, we'll get to book it, and then we'll see what we'll
usually of great benefit to you. Trust me.
Fantastic.
Yes, so you want to hit that email immediately. All right. So until we come your way again, it's goodbye from us.